Killa Imij Records.
Yes, yes, yes. Hello. Hello, and welcome to Music Connect Africa. And in today's show, we are going to be vibing to the sounds of Sheldon Killa Imij Thaxter. Of course, he's a producer, hit producer, founder, owner, and musical producer out of Killa Imij Records. Um, we're going to talk about the fastly expanding recording label as well, which he operates as a collaboration as well with another partner. Killer Image, are you here? Hello, hello.
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
You sound very far away.
You said I'm still very far away?
Now you sound very close. Okay. So yes,
Yeah.
welcome to Music Connect Africa, where we connect young entrepreneurs to the world. That has something to do with music, of course. So what we are doing on this show is that we are basically selling or reaching out with our careers to persons across the continent to know a little bit more about our entrepreneurs. Now, you can be from anywhere, any part of the world. You do not necessarily have to live in Africa or out of Africa, wherever you are in the world, as long as you are an entrepreneur that has a career that involves music and entertainment. This is the hub for it as well. I am happy that you have decided to tune in with us today, and I'm quite excited. I would like to learn a little bit more. So, for over the years, I've had various musicians who have reached out to me and said, "Empress, can you like pair me with a producer in Jamaica that can work with me or that has a great sound?" And I
Uh-huh.
am I I am expanding the catalog. I'm expanding the catalog, so to speak. I must tell you as well that I've never had. I wouldn't say I have a lot of dancehall, like a lot of producers who produce dancehall. So since we know, so that's also one of your niche. We're going to tap into the dancehall side of your music and stuff like that. Before we get started, though, I would like to know, or I'm sure my listening audience would like to know, um, have you ever always wanted to delve into music? Was music was always your priority and it's something that you look forward to as you were growing up that you would like to be a hit producer?
Yes, most definitely. Because, as they say, water finds its own course. Well, that's the thing with me, with music. You know, music finds me.
Music found you. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So with let's talk about a younger
Uh-huh.
Sheldon Thaxter. You said you delve into music. Were you when you were in high school, for instance? Was
Yeah.
it a priority for you to do anything, or did you do anything musically during high school?
But, I used to, like, hang around the cool kids, for most part. So yeah, sometimes we'll be there and beating on the top of the decks and all that. And making rhythms, like, so make a beat, and a few DJ would be there, DJs, and they'll be vibing. And sometimes, like, maybe three-quarter of the school or maybe half the school will come around and see what we're doing. Yeah, so we always been like entertaining on the music side.
Well, you hang with the cool kids. For myself,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes the cool kids hang. Everybody hang with me. I don't know what it was. Maybe I had that personality where everybody felt like, uh,
Or the energy, yeah.
you
you know
know, they could
People
hang
just want
out.
to be a part of it. Yeah.
Yes. So I didn't sing. I didn't do, in high school any of that. But of course, it is. I did theater, theater, where it is that it come up with the characters for the play or replay like William Shakespeare stuff like. Were you involved in theater at all?
No, I wasn't that,
Okay, you
on
stuck.
that track. No, no,
You stuck to the music. Okay,
no.
I hear you.
Yes,
So
yes.
at what age would you say that you said, you know what? Okay, this is what I would like to do professionally, or not necessarily at age, but at what part of your life did you decide? Is it after high school? Um, have you done some college, or you decided that you're now in your professional world? This is what I would like to do.
Well, I completed high school, did some college, uh, police force, and all that good stuff, you know. And it was always a dream, but as they said, some people dream of success. You
Mm-hmm.
have to stay awake to achieve it. So, it was always like in the back of my mind from a longer time. So until it was the company, we registered the company back in January 2022. That's when
Okay.
it becomes like official.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, it was always in the pipeline, just waiting to turn on the faucet, It was always like that.
Nice,
So it was
nice.
just a matter of time, yes.
Just a matter of time. So you said
Just a matter of
you
time.
also did sports.
Yes.
What kind of sport?
Well, I used to do the cricket
Uh,
and football as well,
okay.
but mainly cricket. Yes.
Okay. All
Do
right.
you know what that is?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Just checking, just checking.
I actually used to play cricket with my cousins as well. They would use me because I'm very fast. Well, then I was fast. Yeah, and they would use me, to knowing that I would do the runs or whatever. I wasn't the greatest batter, but they knew that if I got one, I was going to go for it. And so yeah. Um, Now, in terms of the music itself, we have this thing where there are persons who are saying that, you know
Uh-huh.
what, there is no good music, dancehall music that's coming out of Jamaica, and they basically push it to the back. But even
Uh-huh.
the authentic reggae that should be in the forefront, we're
Yeah.
also hearing where, oh, there's still not great reggae as before. And something that I've always said to persons is that, listen, every genre goes through a phase. And when
Uh-huh.
they go through that phase, it's also the birth of a new genre, or also a rebirth of music that was exercised years before that, that's now come to the forefront. Would you say
Yeah,
that
because
your productions are a mixture of the old music fused with the new music?
yes, most definitely because we started was like it was the clocktic rhythm, which was like a similar 90s dancehall beat, right? Yeah. So if you listen that rhythm, it's called the clocktic rhythm.
Yes.
It gives you that 90s dancehall feel when you hear it.
Okay.
The buzzer now is like a mixture. You get a little. It's dancehall, you can tell by it, but it's kind of like a newer dancehall. I
And
wouldn't say it's the trap dancehall like where that's like emerging out of Jamaica right now, where they have reggae dancehall and trap dancehall.
yes.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say we merge over into trap, but it's a mixture of like the 90s and early 2000s, I would say.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to jump to one of the records of the Buzza rhythm, and we'll be right back
Uh-huh.
with some more questions. Okay.
Keep it locked.
I will sponsor them, man. I will buy gun give them. But them get gun a borrow. Them feel like them bad and never flick a batty.
See the know, be a gunman, I got run up in a yard. Nobody can save your devil king alarm. From young Dan make it talk, everybody dead dog and I see a blood bath. Select it and rapid it fast, but them a run gang and have a party in charge. We send them to the mark. Then I see a little baby them. Bust them head and make them move my ball for them. Buckle boom the yard and fuck them up finally can't see them. Friend in a parliament, a quick for us to charge them. Careful how you talk to me because without me no sense. Go fool them. Once being I know how them. Just give me the gas and me go slow them and I see them. I'm a student. Man who kill them pussy them for 2 cents. And shoot up them and sit them now work with the movement. Me don't know. Be a gunman I got run up in a yard. Nobody can save your devil king alarm. From young Dan make it talk. Everybody dead dog and I see a blood bath. Select it and rapid it fast. But them a run gang and have a party in charge. We send them to the mark.
Okay, so we are currently vibing to Maestro Don's song on the Buzza rhythm. And I must tell you, this is like quality top shelf right here. Compared, of course, this is quality top shelf music compared to some of the music that I will hear that is actually coming off the island, right? Very well done, so to speak. So, Maestro Don is actually, one of the top artists out there as well. What's it like working with Maestro Don?
Oh, it was, a great experience. Let's say it's pretty cool, you know, because I met him for the first time after he actually did the song.
Yes.
And yeah, they're pretty cool personality, pretty easygoing, lyrical, serious about his craft and all that.
Yes, very very lyrically inclined, I must say. Yeah, and when you talk about dancehall or persons talk about dancehall, whatever, this is dancehall done well. I listened to the whole album, and everybody that has a song on this rhythm came in and knew exactly what they had to do. Now, are you just picking?
They understand the assignment.
They understand the assignment. Is it that you're picking great artists, as well as you're sending them the rhythm and you're explaining to them, what you would like, or these are just actually all the artists comes with a certain craft. They understand, they got a good rhythm and they just attacked it. Did you have to coach anyone into telling them what to do, or they just had it from the start?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just good at picking, good artists for the type of rhythm they have.
Well, maybe you're a good A&R, dancehall A&R, that is.
Yeah. I think that's what's going on, I just keep picking the lucky numbers.
Yes, you keep picking the lucky numbers, I would say.
No, man. I on a serious note, though, I kind of like do my research and I listen to their music and I'll know the type of style they have and all that. And when I sit and listen to the rhythm, I can actually be hearing these artists on the actual beat, and other artists on the beat, we can't deny them of their talent, they're super talented.
Yes.
Musicians, yeah.
Yeah, I really think that it's important that when you, the way you go about it, and
yes,
you're kind of selective in terms of who you put on your rhythm. Like sometimes people don't understand that. As well as you have, as a producer, the sound, the artist that you can get the sound out of who you would like on your rhythm as well. I don't think some of the producers, or I should say nowadays producers, they're actually doing any work aside from the rhythm. They build the rhythm and they says, well, this is it, it's good. Anybody that I put on it is going to deliver. And it's not true, because I've come across artists who have been on great rhythms, but they did not do any justice to being on the rhythm. Likewise, I've come across artists or producers who have made rhythms, and the artist had to do more work to enhance the rhythm because the rhythm was trash. So I think there's a mixture of two things there. One, you picked great artists to be on the rhythm, not necessarily the top artists or the emerging artists are in the middle. Everybody delivered on all the
Yeah,
tracks as well. But the underlying instrumentation, the rhythm, was already good to go.
crazy. Yes. The rhythm is like, well put together.
How many hours would you say on a weekly basis do you guys spend on building new rhythms, or do you have an art that you follow to get to when you're going to the studio to build your rhythms?
Well, sometimes, you have a specific sound that comes to you that, you're hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to like build off that.
Build off
Just
that sound.
even the funny enough, even the buzzer rhythm
Yes.
that took less than like an hour
Mm-hmm.
because we had a sound before. Or it happened. We had a sound before, and we were vibing to that sound, and we were like, "How can we change the direction on it to make it newer and more modern, but
Yes.
still keep it down?" So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Love it, love it.
so
Well,
that's how that was created.
okay. Of course, it is that we want to keep our audience entertained and to be have as much access to this Buzzer Rhythm project, and to get to know each and every, or to hear each and every artist, so that they're able to pick as well whether they purchase the album or to purchase whichever their favorite artist is of the album itself. So I'm gonna jump to one of your other tracks to keep the audience entertained. We're going to be listening to Gaza Kim, and they'll be right back with some more questions.
Yeah. Yeah, a problem for the beat. Killa Image, I kill them. Them girl then already wish dolly, them a all time teddy. My money up, no girl can't see me come at them yard and I borrow them jaws. Some girl I just crop. Me never wait when a girl fi feed me or put on me clothes. That girl never broke. Some girl want me life them. No weak favor one Leland truck. Them a dirt, some rake up it, dust rake up it, dust. Me a live chopper lifestyle, but me no chop. If me bring it back, hot from my barn, mother belly was a pressure pot. Burn up asphalt, when me step so me no step a lot. Take plane like taxi, helicopter and jet a lot. Them girl ya fret a lot. Them not in my league, off the betting shop. Not even sky come close to the level, yeah. Somebody is start the devil, yeah. My money up, no girl can't see me come at them yard and I borrow them jaws. Some girl I just crop. Me never wait when a girl fi feed me or put on me clothes. That girl never broke. Some girl want me life them. No weak favor one Leland truck. Them a dirt, some rake up it, dust rake up it, dust. Me change hairstyle every day like how me change baggy. Girl heart full of steam like a taste is patty. Want me like me alright then photocopy. Call themself dolly more like cabbage patch. She on a rasta but her wig full of knot. Tongue white like chalk. Girl teeth full of black. In a dance she a top on my she a chat. When she scrape out your pot you wonder if it my money up. No girl can't see me come at them yard and I borrow them drugs.
Gaza Kim for the win, I tell you. I always say that Gaza Kim is underrated.
Yeah, she is. She's like super talented. Her
Very
melodies and all
talented.
that is like similar to none.
Yes, very talented.
Yeah,
I've had her on my show before, and even before she came on the show, this is someone that I've been looking at for years, and I'm like, this girl is super talented. She definitely got it going on. So I'm glad to hear her on this rhythm, and of course it is that. If it was my rhythm, I'd most definitely Kim would have been one of the go-to persons to put a put a
Well,
song on here.
she was actually the first artist. Like her delivery is like none compared to it.
Yes, yes. In
You
terms,
really like listening to the song. Yeah.
yes, yes. Well, yeah, we cut off for a little bit, so it's not able to be on my show where I had a
Oh,
conversation with
uh-huh.
her, and I was even saying to her that Kim, I think you're so underrated and stuff like that. But I am happy to see her keep moving ahead and doing extraordinary things as well, such as this recording. Yes, Gaza Kim for the win. Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And as well, there are so many different females in dancehall, but I must say that with Kim, she has she is ever like so present. Even if you don't hear anything from her for like 4 months, she's doing something, right? She's not necessarily off the scene or stuff like that. You have some female that are just do it for a minute and then they disappear and come back around as well. And the industry is not that friendly to all females, so I'm glad that she's still doing her thing from high school till now, and it's still going on. Appreciate that wholeheartedly. So, of course, it is that you had an opportunity to work with Kim. Um, are there other females that you have worked on with your other projects as well that you find that are equally talented as Kim?
Ah, well, so far I haven't worked with any other females that I would say like, or any other females, because Kim is like all the way up there. You have to be coming like damn good to match up to like varsity.
Right, to rip you
No
out.
beating around the bush with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She,
Okay.
so
I asked the question
she
because
comes as a
mhm.
a well put together package. In terms
Yes.
of her melody, the lyrics, delivery. She have that lock.
Yes, yes. You can't deny that. And I'm surprised
No.
that she has worked with so many producers. She has worked with different producers, I should say. I don't know how much producers she has worked with. But from knowing her work, she has worked with different producers, throughout the years or whatever. And I must say that even with this song here, she has an international flavor. Not a lot of artists are able to do that as well, because even though it's a dancehall song, she deliver the international aspect on the recording as well.
And
Yeah.
that's what you should be aiming for, because most artists, they do a track and it goes as far as the airport in Kingston and stop right here. Yeah, and
And,
I'm being serious. It goes to the airport and stop just right there, and that's it.
and as well,
You can
the,
you
the
can be doing music with limitations like that.
that's true. And as well, our people don't purchase our own music, so the international community is who's purchasing it. And I think because
Exactly.
they are giving so much persons, even internally, that are giving dancehall such a bad rap, that in order to sell dancehall to the outer world is to attach that international flavor to it. So I appreciate this song and what she has done with it
Uh-huh.
as well. Yes. As we talk about female though, and we know that you have been working with Kim. If you had to pick a female artist that you would love to work with in the future that you haven't worked with as yet, not necessarily reggae, who would that artist be?
Uh, Beyonce or Rihanna.
Beyonce or Rihanna?
Yes. Yeah.
Is there a reason?
I'm shooting all the way to the stars. Yes.
Shoot it all the way to the start. Okay, I was gonna ask, is there a reason why those are your choices? Um,
Because they're good for business and marketing. And that's what you want.
You're thinking of exactly. Well, so much people don't think about that as well. And when you talk about the artists will actually share the content on their page, but if you're not going to share it, then as well you already come as a package, so I don't have to worry when I put your name and say this is who it is, because I have to sell the product as a producer. So it's good that you're thinking like that as well. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Now, I see that within the music business itself that you decided to come into the music business, but you have also have family members that you have collaborated with, with starting your project, initiating the project. Jay Crazy, what's his you are influenced? Would you say that the business that you're doing is influenced by Jay Crazy, and what's his role that what he plays within the business structure?
Yes, most definitely. Because, J Crazy is, many people might not know that J Crazy is one of the ghost producers in dancehall and been for a long while. Because even most of like Vibes Cartel and all that.
Yes, produced for various.
A hand in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give Cartel letter from prison. He wrote, I think maybe a year or two ago, and he made mention of J Crazy. And whenever he needs like a new song, J Crazy is the first he contact, because he's like a super talented individual,
Yeah.
thinks out of the box and all that. Yeah.
Now, outside of Jay Crazy, do you have any other influences who influence, whether it be the music or what you're doing in terms of business?
Yes, definitely. Bob Marley, I'd say. Yeah, because he was the one that put the reggae music on the map, So that's how we're like looking to keep dancehall on a similar level, or maybe surpass one day. Who knows? Also, Vibes Cartel, of course, with his musical talent.
Who did you say? I'm sorry. Say that again.
Vibes Cartel with his musical talent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would give it Bob Marley and Vibes Cartel.
Of course, you're talking about one that's like dancehall god, and the next one that's reggae
Yes.
veteran. So, yeah, can't go wrong there. As we talk about.
No.
As we talk about the various talents that you have that pass through this rhythm, though, I cannot help as well to take note of Munga Honorable, who is on this track, and I'm a Munga fan. He doesn't disappoint at all. I've never heard a bad Munga song. I've never heard a bad one before, and I love everything that he puts out there. Talk to me about the production of the song on this Buzza rhythm. Is there, for Munga specifically, is there a video for his song that we can find on YouTube or anywhere, or did he just record the audio version for now?
You actually have both out there, so audio and visual.
Oh, so there is a
There's actually
visual.
a video, a music video out there for the Wallout,
Yes.
Munga Honorable Wallout on the Buzza rhythm. So
Yes.
There's actually a video out there, and I think right now it's maybe over 100K or 115K views right now. So
That's
it's
nice.
doing pretty well. The song
Yeah.
has a message, friendship, even during hard times, keep it together, don't wall out, pretty much.
Well, we love the message. We love the message, and it's no time like the present. So I'm going to jump to Munga Honorable song for our audience, and we'll come back.
Killa Imij Records.
What's up? Nah, man. Yeah. Every ghetto youth. If you're glad for your friend them, I'm glad to see them win. Celebrate. Friendship is like a partner. A support for support. And every real friend know. Hilltop. Honorable. Every ghetto youth. Wall out, don't sell out. Wall out, don't sell out them. Wall out, don't sell out. man and meditate. So how the fuck you vex when your friend I elevate? And watch the energy you generate. The unity, strength, this and no time to segregate. And you feel happy when your friend go through the gate. And celebrate when your brother turn up every weight. Celebrate and get the bun, the pie, the bread, the cake. If I know your time, just wait and hold the faith. Wall out, don't sell out. Wall out, don't sell out them. Wall out, don't sell out. Cause a real friend they out there. Wall out, don't sell out. Wall out, don't sell out them. Wall out, don't sell out. Cause some real people out there. Rep for the team and never switch side. And if we don't involve, we never pick side. No. Brawling from morning with the outside. But still a big up with dog up on the inside. People wicked and heartless in a this time. Only for snake in a glass, they in a disguise. Mama say 10, 8, 9, and 7, 6, 5. Me get me circle small and keep it this size. Wall out, don't sell out. Wall out, don't sell out them. Wall out, don't sell out. Cause a real friend they are.
Yes, as I say, Munga never disappoints 100%. So yes, I am hearing the message. I love the message on the song 100% because we know what kind of time we live in right now. You know, as I've said to persons,
about that.
yes, as I've said to persons, I think that COVID came around and it actually pushed persons to the point where it is that they are able to show you the real things that you wouldn't expect or you would have not looked at. You're able to see persons for who they are right now. So it's all about the real people that's in your corner and the persons that are there as a friend. So I'm loving the message. I'm loving the message and the video. Now that you talk about the amount of views, it actually shows that yes, there's an audience who agrees with what exactly you're saying as well. What is the international reception of the song? We know the local reception already is that, you know, they love Munga, they love his songs. But what is the on the international stage? What's the international reception on that song?
It's been great because I actually even received an email from Bobby Condos from Hot 97 at one point, commending me on the song. Like, it's a great song, and he has added it to his playlist and Hot 97 in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's been gaining traction.
That's awesome.
And a few other selectors from, you know, in New York as well, and Miami, and all over the state, very much, you know, been playing it and all that.
Yeah.
New Jersey as well. Yeah.
I and even with Bobby Condes as well, he's one of the major patriots of the industry that's still, you know, holding up the dancehall side of the music as well. Of course, over the years, there's now been a decline in the amount of persons that would actually are still playing dancehall reggae. Not everyone so much. Some people are starting to look down on the image that dancehall portrays. So on one end, they're saying there's no good music. Yes, there's great music. People just gotta look and listen where to find it, such as this album right here. But would you agree that in terms of the image that dancehall has portrayed, or that people are talking about, should they be worried about the image that dancehall is portraying now, the visual side of it?
Well, I wouldn't say they should be worried because, you know, there are other producers in the industry who can be that change to make sure that, you know, that image that is coming out right now doesn't stick around, you know, and it can start with the producers as well.
Yeah.
So instead of just sitting down and, you know, complaining about stuff, we are the one that can actually do stuff and make stuff happen.
Yes, that's true.
So instead of those, you know, music that's going out to Norman Manley International Airport and not passing there, we can change those stuff, you know, and guide these, mentor these artists and show them the business side of it and groom them, because not everyone that's recording songs actually like understand the business side of the music.
That's true. Yes. Well, I would say you're preaching to the choir. because I've come across, I would say, to be frank with you, out of 100%, and being in the business, as well as through talking to various artists, is recognizing that 90%, and that's a huge number, of our artists has no idea what's going on in the industry. They have no idea on the professional side of the business exactly what's going on, and that's a big number compared to even compared to other industries as well. So I think that more artists need to pay more attention to the business side of their music, because there's so much out there to reap, and most artists, I'm finding, especially on the international side, pays attention to this huge number that they would like to see on social media, and not necessarily care if they have to purchase their way to get those huge numbers, rather than doing it organically, as well, and don't spend any time on the social media. So, oh, that's a whole nother topic for another time.
Yeah.
For another time. But in terms of your recording on the island, or having success on the island in terms of the productions thus far, do you actually have artists who would come up to you and say, you know what, I would like to work with you? And would you consider working with artists who are just starting out on the island?
Yes. Because I mean, the work speak for itself, because we have a few newcomers on the Buzza rhythm. People may, because of the quality and all that, people may not realize. But
Yes.
there are actually few new artists on that rhythm that we're actually working. Some of them is like their second song they've ever done, our second major song, our first major song. And
Yeah.
so we've been working with new talent and all that, and in terms of persons approaching me, I even had Valiant approach me on Instagram at
Yeah.
one point,
Yes.
because he saw the work that we've been doing.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Trust me. It's interesting that you said you started 2022, because already, I would say, being in this business for a minute, that you have made moves straight out the gate already. Whereas there are new producers that would still be learning their craft. So when persons say to me that, the producers aren't up to par, us on the island and stuff like that, is like, I look at it as there are levels to everything. But, just like yourself, you had to start off somewhere. So they're just starting out somewhere. And over time, they will learn that you are not going to exist if you keep on making this music. So you have to step up your game. Isn't that how it works?
Yes, most definitely. Or we started now. I don't know if it's the military background in me or what, but instead of like gently opening doors, we just came in kicking down doors, and with our work, of course, good quality work and all that, and it's paying off, and it's showing. Like, the numbers are showing. As they say, numbers don't lie, and we're seeing those numbers.
I love it. Awesome. I am going to jump to one of your other tracks as well, and this time, it's more of it's quite interesting to see reggae artists who are very versatile within their production as well. You don't necessarily sell them as a dancehall artist; they are more on the reggae side, but as well, when you have a great beat, if I'm almost sure, and this is something that you may not know, but I am a producer. That's why I'm a producer first, right? And
Yes.
and something that I always say is that when you have a good beat, even if a hip hop artist or a pop artist, they can record on that beat. And this is what that beat is. I am sure that if Busta Rhymes has to come on this beat, he will still get a great song. I am sure that if Nas had to come on this, he will still get a good song or whatever. So
Yeah, the beat is more like a universal beat.
yes,
It's
yes,
like you could be out playing and you just put this beat on and artists come on stage and just be vibing to it. One of
yes.
those beats.
It has an international appeal to it. Yes.
Yes.
So I am elated to see that to hear Lutan Fire on this beat, and for persons who may not necessarily ever hear Lutan and something like this and all doing reggae, because when you say Lutan, most people think that he's on the reggae side and probably wouldn't have not heard this. I listened to his song and I love this song. Okay, so I am going to jump to his song, and again, we'll be right back with more of this interview.
Them no forget a girl, yes. I know anything you say, I do something what you do. Man, you can't get a girl if she don't want you. It no make sense if us and fight and argue over something when it belongs to you. I mean, yo, what's the style where you shot? For call a girl, them a want like them hot. Just a minute when you want her to stop. That time you want her half an hour chat. Yush, that I see all the dirty foot. We flavor gully rat and a want like them stoosh. Aye, that I see the command potus. Where every man panic on a look. If me forget a girl, me not tell her me rich. Say me come from Spain, drive on the Civic. No sir, that a foolishness. Me left that to the young apprentice. You say I be a big girl, miss walking boutique. The way you attire shows off your physique. Pelican shit, no white like your teeth. And your ears ring pretty like Bob Marley Reed. I mean, yo, what's the style where you shot? You call a girl, them a want like them hot. Just a minute when you want her to stop. That time you want her half an hour chat. Yush, that I see all the dirty foot. We flavor gully rat and a want like them stoosh. Aye, that I see the command potus. Where every man panic on a look. Oh, they, that a old boy talk. Where you look little girl in the dark. Oh yeah, that get a downfall. Then we pass and no matter you at all. That is embarrassing. Then we ask if you see how you're losing. Sexy, she will look round and grin. Bust a smile and keep walking. I mean, yo, what's the style where you shot? For call a girl, them a want like them hot. Just a minute when you want her to stop. That time you want her half an hour chat. Yush, that I see all the dirty foot. We flavor gully rat and a want like them stoosh. Aye, that I see the command potus. Where every man panic on a look. If me forget a girl, me not tell her me rich. Say me come from Spain, drive on the Civic. No sir, that a foolishness. Me left that to the young apprentice. You say I be a big girl, miss walking boutique. The way you attire shows off your physique. Pelican shit, no white like your teeth. And your ears ring pretty like Bob Marley Reed. I mean, yo, what's the style where you shot? For call a girl, them a want like them hot. Just a minute when you want
boy.
to stop. That time you want
Yes, yes, yes. So, of course, that was Lutan Fire, and I'm loving this track. I'm loving this track as well. You had an opportunity to actually vibe with Lutan Fire before, one-on-one.
I saw him at the studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw him at the studio.
Well, he totally delivered on this one.
Yeah, I think it was fun, and Moja was recording. That's when he actually heard the beat. Yeah,
And he
requested to be.
and he requested to be on it, and he delivered.
Yeah, he didn't disappoint.
He delivered 100%. Yes, yes, yes. I'm loving this song. So, where it is that we're tying our African audience as well, and the idea is to make the connection, whether it be through one of the countries or various countries within Africa, with all our entrepreneurs. Would you be interested in working with African artists on the continent as well?
Ah, yes, I'm always open to new talents and exploring and all that. You know, widen the craft and all that. So yeah, I'm always open to that
Okay, so
different style.
different
Yeah.
style. Yes. Now, have you ever dabbled in Afrobeat?
Hi, yes. I was right now I'm actually working on a project with a producer from Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And
So,
we're trying to do a collab production because he saw somehow on social media he saw the Buzza rhythm and how it was being promoted and all that, and he reached out to me and said he would like to do some collab production.
okay. Have you ever been to Africa before?
What's that?
Have you ever traveled to Africa before?
Once,
Once, okay.
but it wasn't like deep in the motherland. It was Djibouti, Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's off the coast pretty much. Yes.
Well, yes, I am sure that there are various countries that will welcome you there as well as a producer to produce some of their works as well. When we talk about the dancehall community, it exists in each and every country as well. Gambia is big on dancehall. And there are different subgenres of reggae music as well. For instance, in Botswana, dancehall
Yeah.
is called bonsoir. In South Africa, it's helmet dancehall. In Zimbabwe, it's Zim dancehall. Nigeria, Naija dancehall. So there's different subgenres of dancehall that exist within those countries, and kind of figuring out who are the artists who are emerging or doing well on that market. If you had to pair them alongside or traditional dancehall artists, you'll see some of them can really fly as well.
Yes.
Yes. So, yep. Yes.
I don't
It's
know. One day I'll make a return. I'll make a
hopefully
return to
soon.
the mother. Yes.
Hopefully soon. Yes, as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but I tell you, we have some last minute questions before we dive out. Some of the questions that we ask, one of three questions we usually ask our guests on the show. If you had to work with an artist in Africa, not necessarily dancehall, but if you had to do works with them, which artist would you choose or is your first choice?
Well, like us, like I know right now, like Burna Boy
Burna
or
Boy?
Davido. Yeah. I kind of like their sound.
They like their sound, okay?
Yeah, I like their sound,
Uh huh.
and also the creativity, surrounding their music, how they deliver it and all that.
Yes. What's come?
So,
Go ahead.
those two definitely. I know there are many others there because it's Africa and there are many talents there.
Oh
But
that's the hub, the talent hub. For instance, I always tell persons like, if you had to listen to the hip hop that comes out of Namibia, unless you don't know the hip hop artist is from Namibia, or he doesn't tell you, you would think that he actually comes from the U.S. because they do it with no accent.
yes,
Yeah, and that's talent because they do they have their own local dialect as well.
and no, there's no question about that.
Yeah,
That's raw talent right there.
raw talent right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And some that are just as huge as or even bigger than the hip hop artists here in the US or other parts of the world as well. So yeah, they're doing it and they're doing it well. Um well, we're going to vibe out, of course. I'm going to have my audience to listen to a few more tracks as we vibe out on the Buzza rhythm. However, if you have any last minute shout outs and you can share your social media handles with our listening audience, we greatly appreciate it.
The social, yeah, you can find Killa Imij Records on social media. KILLAIMIJ Records, and that's across all platforms: Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We're all over.
Kill it.
J Crazy Records again. I Eastern Music.
Yeah.
Luton Fire, Macedon, Mungana Rebel, Gaza Kim, a lot of shout outs. My sister Tiffany, I know, they've been beating me the other day.
Who?
Giving shout outs and yeah.
Who did you say?
My sister Tiffany.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Stephanie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my auntie Rose, big ups.
You have an auntie named Rose as well.
Yeah. D-Tech in New York. He's been supporting the music. Cyclone. No. We're still working on that new song, promoting, same way, still fresh. And that's it for now.
Well,
just pick up everyone that's been supporting Killa Imij Records over the last year or since we've been established. We appreciate you.
I tell you, you have just given your acceptance speech, such as when you get your award. So this is preparation for it as well. And I hopefully you didn't forget anyone and they don't beat you up too much because it happens.
Hopefully. Last time was bad. Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's been a pleasure having you come through. Okay. As I said, we're going to vibe out to some other songs we never heard on the rhythm, of some of the other artists as well. And we'll have, I'm sure that we have a set audience that will actually be looking forward to giving you a call and see how it is that they can do something with you, whether it be on your rhythm or, to collaborate by even bringing you in the country as well. Because I know, for instance, like Red Bull, they reach out to various countries as well when they have some of their competitions for producers. Competition. There's actually a producers competition as well on the continent. So you never know. Okay.
Oh, very well. We'll be over here, ready to go.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. Once again, I thank you for coming through, and I look forward to speaking with you on the other side. Have a blessed rest of the day.
I give thanks, It's always great vibing with you,
Bless and love.
And thanks for having me on the platform once more.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, thanks. I'm out.
I know anything you say, I do something what you do. Man, you can't get a girl if she don't want you. It no make sense to fuss and fight and argue over something when it belongs to you. I mean, what's the style where you shot? Look all the girl them a want like them hot. Just a minute when you want her to stop. That time you want her half an hour chat. Yush, that I see all the dirty foot. With favor gully rat and I want like them sush. Aye, that I see the command put us. Where every man panic on a look. If me forget a girl.
Yes. To the listening audience, you just had an opportunity to vibe with myself and Killa Imij Records. Of course, it is a dancehall and reggae music producer. That's correct. And he has a signature style, as you can tell by the various music that we have played throughout this interview. He has a signature style that infuses authentic dancehall drum and bass with the soulful piano riffs, of course. Of course, he has carved out a pathway for himself amongst Jamaica's young dancehall producers. He is doing it. He's doing it. And I encourage everyone as well to go out, follow him across social media, and see what you could do. You know, you might want to jump on a song with him. You might want to have them produce, material as well. Of course, Killa Imij rose to popularity with the release of their debut rhythm Clock Tick, which was a hit, right? Bubble Up by, of course, former Portmore Empire member. We're talking about none other than the talented Gaza Kim. Okay? And that as well, look out for Gaza Kim. She does not disappoint. She is very much underrated, but I tell you, when you listen to her, you will fall in love with her as well. Go out and check her out across the social media platforms. Of course, Killa Imij is no stranger to the music environment. He's a young record label owner, but they're doing their thing. Right? Yes, as you have heard throughout the interview as well, he spent his entire childhood grooming himself, and decided that now is the time that he would make his move. Well, this career within the music and entertainment business is no joke. And of course, it is that he doesn't disappoint. Of course, he also credits his inspiration to Jay Crazy. Jay Crazy is a Billboard producer out of Jamaica himself, and they're related in some sense. However, he vows to carve a name for himself and to leave a profound legacy that his entire family can be proud of. How could you get upset at that? Okay, he's doing the thing. I'm telling you, you have listened to all the tracks throughout this interview, you will know that exactly what he says he's doing, he's actually doing it. I encourage everyone to go out and check out this Buzza rhythm mix, whether you would like the album itself or to purchase one of the songs, or you fall in love with one signature song and that's what you can afford. Go out and support. And if you can't purchase, you can stream on platforms such as Spotify. As well, check out Killa Imij Records across the social media platform, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. Okay? And reach out to the various artists and tell them what you think of this song that they heard of the Killa on the Buzza rhythm by Killa Imij Records. Okay? Keep vibing. We have some more songs on the Buzza rhythm that we'll share with you before we exit. Thanks for listening.
No white like your teeth and your ears ring pretty like Bob Marley ring. I mean, yo, what's the style where you shot? Look all the girl them a want like them hot. Just a minute when you want her to stop. That time you want her half an hour chat. Shush, that I see all the dirty foot. With flavor gully rat and I want like them sush. Aye, that I see the command put us. Where every man panic corner a look. Oh, they, that a old boy talk. Where you look little girl in the dark. Oh yeah, that get a don't fall. Then we pass and no matter you at all. That is embarrassing. Then we ask if you see how you're losing. Sexy, she will look round and grin. Bust a smile and keep walking. I mean yo, what's the style where you shot? Look all the girl them a want like them hot. Just a minute when you want her to stop. That time you want her half an hour chat. Shush, that I see all the dirty foot. With flavor gully rat and I want like them stush. Aye, that I see the command put us. Where every man panic corner a look. If me forget a girl, me not tell her me rich. Say me come from Spain, drive on the Civic. No sir, that a foolishness. Me left that to the young apprentice. You see I be a big girl, miss walking boutique. The way you attire shows off your physique. Licking shit no white like your teeth. And your ears ring pretty like Bob Marley ring. I mean yo, what's the style where you shot? Look all the girl them a want like them hot. Just a minute
when you want her to stop. That time you want her half an hour chat. Yush, that I see all the dirty foot. With the bagoli rat and a go on like them stush. Aye, that I see the command potus. Where every man panic corner I look. I mean yo, what's the style where you shot? Look all the girl them a go on like them hot. Just a minute when you want her to stop. That time you want her half an hour chat. Yush, that I see all the dirty foot. With the bagoli rat and a go on like them stush. Aye, that I see the command potus. Where every man panic corner I look.